of the following happened to my mom. Believe it or not, it's up to you. I, to be honest, do not really believe it, as I have never encountered such a thing and do not want to, but my mother will not lie, that's for sure. The first story happened back in the 80s, when she was studying at a technical college and lived in the dormitory. She had 3 other girls living in the room with her. They worked during the day and studied in the evening. Anyway, my mom came home from her shift, the girls weren't there yet, she decided to rest before studying, lay down on her bed. Their room was divided into 2 parts by a curtain, like a hallway in the main room. My mother's bed stood with the headboard facing the window, and the legs, as it turns out, were facing the door. She was lying on the bed, her eyes closed, but not drowsy or asleep yet. She feels a breeze, you know, when the window is open, so light, and the curtain separating the room rustles, as if someone has passed. The room is bright. And she sees Mom. How to explain? Now close your eyes in a bright room and move your hand in front of them, see a shadow. A little lump, about 2 months old kitten, jumping to her on the bed on the side where they had a TV, curled up and lay down. Mom, no matter how hard she tried, couldn't open her eyes, couldn't move her body. But, as she told me, she was not afraid, on the contrary, she felt calm, warm, and comfortable. So they lay there for a while, then the lock clicked, the front door creaked, and the lump jumped on the window. Mom's friends came in, and Mom could open her eyes and looked at the window, but there was nobody and nothing, the window was tightly closed, because it was winter. She still doesn't know who it was. The second story happened 10 years later. I remember that night because I dreamt of an angel, I'll tell you about it later. We lived in a small apartment, Mom, Dad, me and my brother. And guests came to visit us. The 4 of us had to sleep in my parents' room, my brother and I on the bed, my mom and dad on the floor. The mattress took up all the empty space in the room. So we slept. Mom pressed her right side against the closet, no room at all. Through sleep she hears the front door open, and thinks that Daddy has come home from duty and asks, "Yura, is that you?" Silence. She thinks he didn't hear, goes on sleeping, then she feels her daddy hugging her from the side where the closet is, but how? How the hell could he be hugging her there? Anyway, Mom realizes that it can't be, that there's no way he could have laid there. She asks the same question again, but silence comes back, and Mom cannot open her eyes or move. Next she feels that someone small, like a cat, with its paws, or whatever was there, no one knows exactly, is standing on her chest, and as if peering into her face, studying it. Mom again is not scared, I would have died of fear a long time ago, she is curious who it is. These braces were broken by the sound of the door opening. This little guest jumped off Mom and ran across the bed to the window, and through the window pane, Mom told me that she saw something dark and fluffy, like a cat, when she opened her eyes. Mom got up, went to the window, no one was there, the vent was ajar, and there was a net on it. By the way, the second time the reel that came in. Those are the stories. My mom attracts everything mystical, like a magnet. And also, I don't know why, but she's madly in love with animals. When my dad brought my mom to meet his parents, they had a dog that never let anyone near except the owners, and it didn't even try to bite her, it wagged its tail and lay down at my mom's feet, letting herself be petted. Well, that's the way it is.